to my disk too, so in case I post this to YouTube. So this is the first in a series of Microsoft 365 how-to, and I'm going to cover a different point or different area of Microsoft 365 each week. This week is just signing up, signing in, signing up for a trial, and explaining what each product is in a just a quick overview. And next month, I know it's kind of a spacing between all these trainings, but we're all really busy. But the cool thing is these are saved. They're not, just live, and if you miss it, you miss it. These are saved, and I'm going to post them or just, have them available after the fact. So next July, if you don't learn anything in this training, I'll be getting into SharePoint. So that's where it starts getting more interesting, which that's stuff I do all the time. But let's start. You can see my screen now. I believe it's here. It's my third monitor. So I might be looking to the side. Please forgive me for that, but I have to look over to that one. It's the only monitor I set up for today. But Microsoft 365, often referred to as Office 365, is Microsoft's cloud and desktop platform. It's everything now. I mean, everything's under this umbrella, as far as I know. But you can sign up for a free trial if you want. You have to provide a credit card number to do that if you're not already provided it through your workplace. But you can just go to Microsoft, or you could go to Google and just type in 365 free trial. And this way you can find out if you even like it. So what I could do, I could even install it live if you want. I could do that live. I don't care. I'm going to go all out, right? So when you go to Google and you find the free trial page, I recommend you sign up for that first. It's not going to cost you anything. Maybe set your calendar reminder for 29 days from now and then just cancel if you don't like it. But right now, I already went ahead and signed up. I used my credit card, and I'm probably going to cancel it after this training because I already bought my own copy, but I want to show you what it looks like. So I even have to look up the email address that I used, randyjrunetraining@outlook.com. So I went in here and I clicked on try 1 month for free. And I created a new one right here. I went to create email address. Now, if you have an outlook.com email address, use that one. You're going to want to use that. And if you use outlook.com, that's going to, if that's the email address you already use, or Hotmail, that's also Microsoft. You can use Hotmail, Outlook.com. I forget what other ones they own. I don't know if it's Rocket Mail. They own a couple different domains, I think. But I went ahead and signed up with one just before this training, and it's Randy June Training. So let's sign in. Randy June Training@outlook.com. So I made this email address up just to show you what you can do. And let's see if I get the password right that I made up. Awesome. So this offer is so I already signed up. So it's telling me it's for new customers, but you would get that. You wouldn't get that message if you're signing up for the first time. So after you sign up and you sign in, this is where it takes you. This is the page I saw when I signed up. And it says install apps. So I want to make it clear which plan I signed up for in this trial. I signed up for, it tells you right here actually, but it's the plan that gives you the full Office suite. Now, I didn't sign up for this plan for my domain. I did a Business Essentials plan, which is actually cheaper than this one. It's $60 a year, and it's just the cloud versions of the apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Now, for $99 a year, you get a full Office suite. So for $30 more a year, you might just want to pay that because you get it for the whole year, and it lets you share it with up to 5 people in your family, as you can see here. And each of them gets a terabyte of OneDrive space, which that's awesome. That's so much space. And the plan I have, the Business Essentials, like the real basic plan, is 1 terabyte for just me. So I don't get like this Office suite that I can share with 5 people, although I do it through my workplace, but I would get it through there. But you get what I'm saying. So you might want to just do the $99. That tends to be probably the best value for somebody that doesn't have any Office products. So you can go ahead and sign up for a month either way and see if you like it. And then once you sign in, it gives you the option to install the apps. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to click Install Apps, and it's going to say it's going to download and install Office. You just click Install, and it downloads the installer. So you can see it down here on the bottom left of my screen. You're going to launch that, and you're going to get a prompt. There it goes. Came back. So let's see if it lets me drag it back here, because it might launch on different monitors. So now I'm launching the installer. And it's going to look like this. And it's just going to show you a picture of each app that it's installing. And actually, I have to close OneNote because I have that on my computer. So you can see it's going pretty fast because I already have stuff installed for the sake of this demo. But it's going to like update my current copy either way. So anyways, I did it. I installed it, right? That's what you would do. It would take probably, realistically, 10 minutes if you have a good internet connection. That's about what it takes on average, I would say. And that installs all of your desktop Office apps. They're not just the cloud version like you're used to seeing. So once that finishes, you can go to office.com in your browser. Oops, if you can type correctly. And here it is. Well, you get this little welcome splash. You don't get this every time. And you can just kind of cycle through what it says. And anyways, this is what it looks like after you sign up. And if you didn't see that screen for installing it like I originally showed you when we started here, you'll also always have this button here at the top of your portal. So when you have other users log into Office 365, like in your family, they will also get that button. Or you can sign in on their computer and install it with that button to share your copy with your family, up to, like I said, up to 5 other people, which is really sweet. So I already installed Office. Now, the cool thing is that this is something different than Google Docs has. Google Docs, for instance, you have like Google Sheets or whatever they call it, and then you would launch it, and it would launch in the browser. With Office 365, you can launch it in the browser like this. I could go create a new document, and it's just like Google Docs where you have it in the browser and you can, create a spreadsheet. But you can also, it has the option to launch the desktop app. You cannot do that with Google Docs. They don't have a full desktop app that's robust like this one, in my opinion. So up here at the top the cool thing also about working in the browser is it's not following the rules per se of working on a desktop document. So if you're creating a new document, once you log into your Office 365 account, you can rename it as you're working on it because it's not really an open file on your desktop. So what you can do, and this is just getting started again today. I'm just kind of showing you. I just, what I did was sign into my account after I signed up for free and then just opened up an Excel document. And you can just go up here at the top and type in anything you want. Like, I don't know. Let's see if there it goes. I clicked it and I could type in test fake document. And then I hit enter and it's saved. But also, it's always continuously saving. So I could type in 765, whatever, number, make a bunch of stuff to enter in all these cells. And it's always saving, and it's super fast. And where it's saving to is your OneDrive in the cloud. Now, the cool thing is, like I mentioned with these desktop apps, you can make OneDrive available on your desktop. Think of it like Dropbox. Everybody uses Dropbox, or they did. I don't know. I don't use it much because it's not very secure, in my opinion, compared to like OneDrive and Google Drive or whatever. But everything's saving from here to my OneDrive that's in my Office account. So if my computer got nuked by lightning, it's still safe. It's in the cloud. Now, if I was just working on this on a desktop in Excel and my computer lost power, it's possible it could be gone forever. So that's why I think the cloud wins there as well, with backups and saving stuff. So what do we do next? Well, you can just kind of mess around. You're not going to break anything if you aren't working on anything important at first. So where it's really cool about the full version of Office is that, yes, you get this open in desktop app. So what you do is you click that link, and it's going to give you a little prompt. Well, it should. You know what? What did I do wrong? What did I do to you, Office? Maybe it's because I got so many copies installed of this on this same computer. There it goes. Man, now it's doing something. It should prompt you that it's going to launch something. It's going to connect to an app. So I'm going to click open. And then what it's going to do is launch the desktop version of Office. And I haven't signed in yet because, again, I created this new account. You can see right here. So, and being that I just did this today, it's randyjunetraining@outlook.com. So I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing this live. No edits, no cheating. randyjunetraining@outlook.com. So I'm signing in with that account. and it's going to open on the other computer, on the other screen. All right. So once you sign in for the first time, this is very quick. Sign in on my keyboard. I'm typing in like 3 passwords here because I have never connected this. So what happens? Okay, let's just show you this how this will work once you're doing this on your own computer. This account doesn't have Office yet. Oh, it's trying to. The problem is I have multiple accounts on one computer. You don't want to do this, but so if I was like to work on something in the browser and then I wanted to, maybe get out of the browser and work in a desktop app, maybe it just feels better, or I'm doing some more advanced functions that the browser version doesn't have, I can click on Open in Desktop App, and it will give you a prompt to, just for security purposes, it'll launch it, and then it connects it to. Oh, here, let's do this real quick. Sign in. What did I say? Randy June Training, was it? Yeah, Randy June Training. Why did I even look? JuneTraining@outlook.com. You won't have to sign in 15 times. And I'm going to remove this version when I'm done with today so I don't mess up my... Okay, so it will... Let's activate Randy Hanley. That's my other Outlook account. Well, let's close that out. But you can see what it did. It launched that browser version in desktop Excel. But you'll also notice the biggest indicator you should notice is that autosave is on. And that's auto-saving to the cloud, just like that cloud version was. So what I can do is I can go in this document and enter a bunch of stuff, as long as my internet connection's there. And again, unlike the browser version, like the desktop version can handle if you go offline, right? So if I was to go offline, it would just continue saving once my internet connection came back up. So that's a benefit to the desktop version. Plus it can do more formulas and, I don't know, VLOOKUP, maybe more functions that are a little more advanced. At this time, I anticipate the browser version will eventually be able to do everything. That's probably what Microsoft would want. But you could see that everything it tells you right up here, it's saving and autosave is on. So what that means is if I go to close that document, I can click resume editing in the browser and bam, look at that. Isn't that awesome? So everything comes up in updates because it was always saving to the cloud to begin with. So that's pretty amazing in my opinion. That's cool. That's something Google Docs, I don't think they can do that. I mean, they don't, unless they started to develop a desktop app. That would be cool, but, or something that worked better with Microsoft products. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the first cool thing about it. And all the apps work this way, basically. So like if you were to go to Microsoft Word when you signed into your account, and the most important part is that we'll get into today, is this little app launcher. That's always up here at the left, the top left. And you click that and you can see all your different versions, different applications that you can go to. So right now I'm in Excel, but anytime I want, I could click this, I guess, ellipses or matrix, if you want to call it that. Excuse me. And then launch whatever apps you want in the cloud. My recommendation to start creating apps is kind of how you would do it in Google Docs, is to go to your drive. So we have OneDrive here. You'd go to Google Drive or whatever, and maybe create your documents there, start with them there, because that way you know where they're planted. I like to think of it that way. They're planted there, and then from there you can edit that document and do whatever you want to it. So let's try it that way. Yes, you can do it the way I just showed you, where you start with an Excel document and it just starts saving it to OneDrive. And what we're going to do is go over to OneDrive, and you're going to see that file. That file had to go somewhere. Where was it saving to, right? So right here, test fake document. There it is. But what I recommend, and what you probably would want to do, is start creating folders, maybe just organizing it the way you want it, what feels good for you, and go to new, and maybe create a folder. Let's Excel docs. Excel files, I'll call them. Hit enter. There it is. Let's create another new one, another new folder. Let's do Word files. And then how about PowerPoint files? Another folder. Okay. Sorry, my leg's been spazzing out there. Okay. So you can go into these, file folders, and down here you can see how much I've used. I've used 2 megabytes out of 1 terabyte. To put that into perspective, 1,000 megabytes, 1,000 gigabytes is a terabyte, or 1,024 gigabyte, whatever. But That's 2 megabytes. 1,000 megabytes. That's a lot. So you got, you're not going to fill that up for a while. I mean, 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte, and then you take that and times that by 100, or by what I say, 1,000. See this? Doing this live is harder than I thought. Taking 1,000 megabytes, that makes 1 gigabyte, and then you take 1 gigabyte, and you have 1,000 of those, then you have a terabyte, and that's a lot of data. I mean, you see that an Excel doc doesn't take up much space here. So, and being that it's 9:30 at night, apparently my brain slows down some days. But let's go into one of these folders. Let's go to Word files. Click that. And if I right click in here, I can go to New, and I can go to Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Forms, Survey, and I'll even do a Forms tutorial. Forms is amazing. I use it multiple times a week. I create them for other people, my colleagues, and we use it heavily. It's great. Basically, think of it like a real basic Survey Monkey, but cleaner and simpler. So once you go to the folder you want to create a document in, you can just right click, or you can go up here and go to New, and then create the new document type you want. Let's right click and just go to New Word document. And automatically it throws you into that Word document, but that's where you can name it right at the top, like you saw me do in that Excel document. So right up here at the top, it's called Document 1. If I click up here, I can give it a name. Randy Word Doc, and then I can just press enter. And while I'm editing it, it's already renamed. So that's pretty cool if you don't have to close a document like you would in Windows to rename it. So we could just begin typing like you saw me do in the Excel document. And then as you see, it's saving up here as I'm typing, which is pretty slick. And then what if you're like, I can't stand working in the browser. I want my browser to be showing my email all the time. And I want, Microsoft Word in a program. I'm not going to change my ways. I want to be old fashioned. I don't know why you talk like that, but you could, so what you can do is open up Microsoft Word that connects to that cloud version. And you can see, here's that button up here, that little link that says Open in Desktop App. So you click that, and then it gives you a little warning, because obviously if you just launch code out of a browser and it connects to your computer, you need to be warned because it could be a malicious site doing that. So this gives you a warning at least. Like, let me open that now. And what it does is it opens up a cloud-connected version, I'll call it, of Word that's constantly saving. As you can see, autosave is on right here. It's constantly saving. So now you can just go 1, 2, 3, whatever, blah, 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 type whatever you want, and it's saving to the cloud. So it's kind of making your archaic Word document, more modern by having those cloud capabilities. So Microsoft's leveraging that power of like, hey, we've always had these cool, badass, desktop apps. Now we're going to make them more modern by giving them that cloud stuff that Google's had for years. But we're going to, they're kind of like just joining everything together. It's a nice little mesh of all these cool features. So I clicked, whatever, it's saved. I don't have to save anything. You don't have to worry about that Control S or File Save, all that those old habits. If that slider's on, you're good. So now let's close it and pretend we're done. Oh yeah, I left that browser tab open. Well, once you click continue here, it just basically refreshes the page to catch up to what you've done since you were editing it last time. So I'm going to click continue here, and it's going to update to what I did to it on the desktop, and I can continue editing it on the browser. I could go edit it on my Chromebook. I could go edit it on a laptop. I could anywhere on my phone. I can install the Microsoft Office app on my phone and edit all these documents. Super powerful. Let's see if I got text coming in here, show related. Krista's going to start the dishwasher. Of course, babe. Thank you. She asked if it was really nice of her. She asked if it's okay. She should have been like, I'm going to start the dishwasher. And done that. That would have been cool. So, hope she's not watching me talk like that. I look ridiculous. But, so that's really it. I mean, that's the basics, to creating documents in the cloud. And we'll touch more on this with the SharePoint training next month. But, let's see if there's anything else I could show you as the intro, though. So again, let me touch back on what plan you might sign up for. The default one tends to be, if you go to sign up for the Office 365 trial, is the $99 a year full Office suite. Other accounts you could share it with. That part is a big seller. That's pretty awesome. I do like that they give you you get the Outlook address with it, obviously. No ads in it like you would with normal Outlook or like how you would with Gmail. So you get your professional looking Outlook address. Full Office suite for the year. Get all the latest updates. And you can share it with your family, and they can also have OneDrive space. That's a big selling point right there, because let's look up how much is Dropbox for a year. Just Dropbox alone. So let's go to Dropbox Professional, and they give you where's the pricing? Compare plans. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. So this is just to put something in perspective, what else you could pay for. So I can get Dropbox Plus. Where's the price? Give me them. Okay, so $10 a month. And you're getting 2 terabytes, which is more than the 1 terabyte you get as one of your Office users, but everybody in your family basically gets 1 terabyte with the Office plan, and you get the full Office suite, and you get email. You know what I mean? Come on. So even right there, I'm just showing you that. Buy Dropbox. Go away. I don't need you. So that's pretty sweet. Now, Dropbox has some cool features, some collaboration stuff, but it's not Office. It's not the same. It's just, it's just something that I would compare to Office. So it's like, just pay the, I don't know, in my opinion, pay the money. Or if you're stuck with Google Docs, you can do that too. But that's not what my trainings are about. I was big on Google Docs forever. Now I'm back to Microsoft stuff. I like what they're doing, and this is really cool. So this is just one example. Dropbox tends to be one of the more popular things when people think they want to sync their drive. But here's the big thing. If you're using Windows, even Mac, the OneDrive client that you get, now you won't see it on this screen because my main monitor has the OneDrive icon, but it's just like Dropbox. But the syncing for Windows is amazing now. It used to suck. And that's when I was like, no, I don't want this. This Microsoft is junk at the time. And then they made OneDrive just like so much better. Like it has these options to sync online, and I'll cover this in a training, to remove files that are already backed up to the cloud, kind of like Google Photos, but for your computer. And this is the only way I can survive with a 128 gigabyte drive on one of my old computers, is because of Microsoft OneDrive. Like, because I can offset the files to the cloud, but they're always there ready to grab from the cloud, and it's really fast. So that's a big sell for me, and I was all in. To me, it's well worth over $99 a year for this, if you think you're going to use it, of course, or if your children are going to use it, go for it. So let's close Dropbox, go back to the Office 365 cloud. I just pulled that example out of thin air. I had a feeling that it would be more money than Microsoft Office and a better value, and for the 365 plan, and it is. So if you remember, always go back up here at your app launcher. That's where you can find things. And you got Microsoft To Do. I don't use that too much. I've gone back and forth. Now, I have an iPhone currently. I go between iPhone and Android regularly. And the To Do app is extremely robust now. Microsoft acquired Wunderlist, I think it was, a few years ago, and put a lot of the functionality into the To Do app. And it is, if you're a to-do person that like checklists, Microsoft To Do is killer. It's super powerful. So maybe get your family together and set up a to-do, if you want to set up, delegate tasks and stuff. I mean, it's pretty awesome now. I don't use all that right now. We just simply do like shopping lists and like house tasks, and the iPhone integrated task app. If you have other iPhone users in your family, that might make sense. And it's built, it's on the phone. It's not taking up extra space. But I love this To Do app. I kind of want to go back to it. It's amazing. And it's super powerful. It's got a really good rating. Look it up in the App Store, whatever platform you're using. So also, when you go to this app launcher now, you can click All Apps, and it will show you everything. Now, it's called Flow here, but they've actually, if you're in a corporate environment, they renamed it to Power Automate. So if you have a corporate plan, it might be called Power Automate. It's the exact same thing. And that's like, think of a automation platform in the cloud where you can set up rules, if you will. where you can say, when I create a Word document in this folder, upload it to Dropbox, and then create a folder name similar. You can, it's got so much possibility, so many templates and possibilities. It's, if you like to automate things, there's some stuff to tinker with in there. It's pretty fun. Microsoft Forms. This is what I just mentioned a moment ago, where you think of a Survey Monkey, but I don't know, simpler, less cluttery. Might not have as many capabilities as Survey Monkey, but I like it better. I think it could afford to have some more features, so maybe Microsoft will add those. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's solid. Works really well. You could send surveys to people that don't even have an Office account, and then it gives you the results in real time, even if you have the form, the capture part of the form. If you designed it on your screen, you can watch the answers come in, which is pretty sweet. It'll like refresh and show you the results. So I could take like a pie chart and say, how many, or I don't know, true or false. The answer to this question is this. And like, if you know the answer is true, you can have them, it'll show, like, you could check off what the correct answer is. So when they finish the quiz, it'll say you answered that wrong, and it'll show you what each person answered and break it down on like a pie chart, which is pretty sweet. We use it at work to test people on things. And Office, this is going to take you to the Office app launcher homepage, I believe. Let me try opening it and see. Yep, basically what I just, like, kind of like your latest things that you've done. OneDrive is just what you think. Now, OneDrive kind of differs in a corporate environment versus a personal Office 365 account or Microsoft 365 account. OneDrive in a corporate environment is SharePoint, basically a SharePoint version of OneDrive, and it looks just like a SharePoint document library. So this OneDrive here, you still get the same amount of space. It doesn't matter. It still works very similarly to OneDrive in a corporate environment. OneNote, another app that's also on your desktop, is, in my opinion, the most powerful note-taking app of all time. There's a lot out there, but OneNote is just insane. You can throw anything at it. It can handle it. It can do algebra. It can do all these things. Outlook, that's email, and it's a great email and calendar app that I mentioned on the podcast today. People, just think of it as like a little directory. I don't think I ever used this, honestly. PowerPoint, I think most people know what that is. Skype. Skype will be around, I guess. I think Microsoft's going to kill it off in corporate environments and replace it with Microsoft Teams. But as far as a product for making phone calls, I think that's all it's going to be on a personal side, like, personal accounts like this. Sway. Okay, let's open that up. Kind of think of like an employee. I don't know if it's like I think of Sway. I'm thinking of Delve. Sway is like a little quick way to it's not PowerPoint, but it's like a way to make these little quick, flashy presentations. Just really simple ones. It's not like a PowerPoint deck, but I haven't really messed with this much at all. I tend to not ever use it. I think of it as kind of like an Adobe Spark. I don't know, maybe. But I don't ever use this, honestly. Maybe it's here to sway, though. Here to stay. I don't know if Microsoft's going to kill it. Maybe it's doing well. I don't know about that one, honestly. We can mess with it, but it's more like there's not enough in there to really learn, I guess. To do is what I just mentioned. Word, we know what that is. You also get the desktop app with that. Bing, great search engine. I think it's getting better. I've been using it more than Google lately. And rewards, not really relevant here, but rewards, it's kind of cool. Microsoft will let you take like these little surveys and stuff in the browser, and you can answer the questions to just some fun trivia sometimes, and it will give you points that you can actually redeem, which I did this week. I redeemed like $10 in Amazon gift card, just from searching over the past few months. I think it's like 10,000 points. And I forget how many, like one quiz got me like 30 points. So you have to search a bit, and like it takes time to build it up, but I didn't even know it was building up as I was searching. So those are all the products that you get just by default. I didn't pay any extra to get any of this. This came with this free trial, and I recommend that you try out this trial for a month. And you got to give, like, either you can use a PayPal or a credit card, and you just basically connect it to your PayPal so that in 30 days they will charge you. Just cancel after 29 days if you want, or if you love it, stick with it. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. You can always go to just office.com to look for these deals or the trial. and that's where you can also sign in. So you can just put a shortcut to this on your desktop. Now, if you're using the Bing browser, the Edge browser, I'm sorry, the cool thing is it's got a cool little feature like Chrome. It kind of stole from Chrome, where you can go to more tools and you can launch the task bar pinning wizard. So you can kind of just like, instead of creating a bookmark, you can just pin it as a link to your taskbar down here. And then that way you can just access it as like your Office portal. You can go to it that way. So now if you've signed up for a corporate Microsoft account, like an organization one, when you go to Get Office or sign up for this trial, I'm not sure if you get it for the corporation version, but the school or business version. But if you do sign up as a school or business, which I did for the podcast, you might have a few other links, such as Microsoft Delve, which is kind of like your employee directory, and it shows the hierarchy of employees. Like, here's the manager, this person's under that person. That's if you have a full company, and you might not use that with just two or three people. Also, one thing you might notice that's not here is Teams. Microsoft Teams comes with the business work / school version. So if you have a team of people or a business, I recommend you don't do this trial version, but you sign up for the Microsoft Business, the Office Microsoft 365 Business. Just the basic one, and then you can build from there if you want to. The basic one I did is $60 a year per user, and it's killer. You don't get the desktop apps unless you upgrade later, but you can always upgrade. So that's the thing. Start off, if you're going to do a business one, say you got a team of 5 people, you're like, maybe you're in an accounting office, and you're like, we're brand new. I need 5 email addresses for my employees. I'm going to be the manager. I'm going to go to office.com and sign up for Office 365 Business Essentials, which is like bare minimum, $60 a user. And you can just start with yourself and then add users. You're the administrator. Now, that's basically what us IT people do in a company with thousands of people. And we just add the people on our server, and then they appear in that Office portal, and we give them the amount of rights they need to do certain things, so they don't, destroy the company website or the SharePoint website, whatever. But you get the idea. You could administer 5 people if you're doing this for your company, and then you get Microsoft Teams, and you guys can work together in Teams. Now, maybe I'll do a Teams video eventually, because Teams is like the future of a lot of this Microsoft 365. As far as business goes. So I hope this was informative for anybody watching, and I can share this out to YouTube after. Went just about, looks like 35 minutes here of content. So thanks a lot. And next month, we are going to start with SharePoint 101. So this will be basically just going right here to office.com. And if you already have this product and you want to get started, you can just click here and go to, I don't think you get SharePoint with the free version, but I'm going to cover SharePoint next week. So this might not apply to you per se, but the way that you save documents to SharePoint, you can kind of emulate it with OneDrive, I guess, and save your documents to your OneDrive. I'm going to do some basic SharePoint stuff regardless, and maybe I'll tie in a little bit of how it relates to this Office 365, Microsoft 365 portal. So you won't be left out if you're a home user not having a professional account. I see some kind of weird flickering on the screen, which is really weird. I wonder if it's going to do that in the video edit, but we're going to stop now, and thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great weekend.